Hello everyone, I'm Giancarlo Caltabiano. Felicia's not here today. She will be coming soon in the next coming reviews. For now, we're going to be looking at Magic the Gathering Arena the Planeswalker. Now this is the base set of one of their newest game for Hasbro. But we're pretty sure that expansions will be coming out. So to get you ready for those, we're going to do a review of this one right now. Take on the role of one of the 5 Planeswalker in this arena battle game. Set up the battlefield according to the number of players playing. Place the turn marker on 1 on the turn tracker, and each player will choose a Planeswalker and place their figure in the starting location on the board. You place your Planeswalker's cards face up in front of you and the rest of the cards aside. Each player will now shuffle their deck of spells and draw 3 cards each. You're now ready to start the battle. On your turn, you first draw a card from your deck. The deck is made up of sorcery cards and enchantment cards only. The sorcery card, when played, is discarded and you do its effects. Enchantments are played on army cards. Some of these are hidden as well. If you play a second hidden card on the same army, you place it under the first. When they trigger, the top card will trigger before the bottom one. After you drew a card, you choose one of your armies, and this is the army that will activate this turn. You can now summon up to 2 squads and heroes within 5 clear spaces of your Planeswalker. Now it's time to move the fighters of the card you have chosen. Check the movement stat of the units on their card. Now some terrain must be climbed. Each tile to climb is 1 movement point. So to climb this, you would need 4 movement points. Some characters have height limits, so they can't go higher. If you jump off from a high terrain, you roll a combat dice to see if you take damage from the fall. When you move into water, you end your movement there, even if moving from water to water. Now when you end your move, you can choose how to orient the figure. If you're very adjacent to an enemy figure, you become engaged. If you leave the engagement, the enemy rolls a combat die to check if you take damage. If there are 2 enemies and you leave, they get to roll 2 dice and so on. Once you move, you can attack. Now to attack, like most miniature games, check range and line of sight. Range is on your card and line of sight is the green dot on the figure. If the target is in range and line of sight, you can attack. Before you attack, you must also consider abilities, spell cards, and height advantage if any. When you're higher than your opponent, you will roll an extra die, whether you're attacking or defending. The attacker will roll hit value and attack dice, and the defender will roll his defense value and dice as well. Each hit above the shields rolled will cause 1 damage. If the character has more damage than their hit points, it's removed from the board. After the attack phase, move the turn marker and the next player starts his turn. The game ends when certain victory conditions are met. If the condition was not met by a certain number of turns, the game ends and the player with the most points wins. Count the points total for each figure on the board to see which player has the most. Arena of the Planeswalker is a light, casual miniature game. This is only the base set, and more armies, heroes, squads, and cards are on their way. As is, the replay value is okay with its custom map layouts and 5 Planeswalkers to choose from, but with the coming expansion, we're sure it will offer more as a game. The board itself is a little bland, but the artwork is really nice on the cards and rulebooks, some of the art even taken from the original Magic the Gathering game. Speaking of the rulebook, however, the summoning part is really vague. I mean, in a game where you're playing as a summoner, they simply write a small paragraph between 2 phases saying, oh, by the way, you can summon here. They need to clarify some more on the summoning rules. The miniatures are nice and easily paintable, and each have different poses, which is really awesome. We found the line of sight a little weird. I think lines or an arc on the base of the figures would have worked better. Different levels of terrain add a nice touch to the board, but again, we feel like the expansions will add more to this as well. Each army and caster play differently, but are pretty well balanced. And for those who do not play Magic, this game is also missing in theme and background story. Also, the round marker is inside the rulebook, which we've never seen before, and disliked quite a bit. As in all miniature battle games like this, there is luck, and sometimes the luck will completely dictate your strategy, outcome, or cost you the game. Just keep in mind that this is a light, fast-paced, entry-level game and you won't flip the table when rolling all blanks. All in all, it's a fun game and that's what counts. We're giving it 7 out of 10.